He is Samuel Laurent, live from Paris. He is the author of The Islamic State and Al-Qaeda in France. So, Samuel, nice to see you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's nice to see you, sir.
Okay, I see you are in Paris. It
hello?
is hello, yes, you're live on CNN, Samuel. So here's my question. You know, Fareed was making the point about how this totally seems to be changing the game, the face of terror. These are, you know, seemingly local, perhaps French natives from perhaps a much larger organization. When you watch the video, very trained. What's your read on this?
Well, basically, what you have to understand is that the situation has changed a lot from the time of Al-Qaeda. Basically, Qaeda was operating cells, they were breeding them, and they were targeting a specific objective. Nowadays, with the Islamic State, what has changed is that the Caliph, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, is supposed to be the leader of the believers. So therefore, he issues some orders at wide. And basically some of his orders in October, in November, has been to kill the French by any possible means. That was his words. So basically that could be bombing, that could be firing them, that could be a car hitting on the markets that we saw, that could be poisoning the water. So what we see is basically a new pattern emerging in which, far from being more professional, the jihadi which are operating in Europe are less professional. They are trained, they are battle hardened from Syria, but once they are coming back, they basically act on their own. So therefore, my reading on that is that the landscape of jihadism and terrorism is deeply changing and is proving to be a much harder task than it used to be for the intelligence service, because it's very, very difficult now to spot and to stop the threat as it's becoming basically, it's just popping up from everywhere.
We had heard from the president of France, Hollande, saying that there had been plots that had been thwarted. But when you look at a plot like this, I mean, what are the challenges any kind of anti-government and anti-terrorism government task force has to stop such targeted trained men such as these?
Well, it's very difficult because I would say that the job hasn't been properly done in Syria. We lacked information about Syria for years now. And obviously we now lack information about the inside functioning of jihadi groups, even in Iraq and especially in ISIS. So therefore it is very difficult to establish who's leaving, what are their missions, how they are trained, and what is the network, that is huge by the way, what is the network in Europe in which they are coming back to. Let's not forget that the man who killed the Jewish in Brussels last year in the Jewish Museum was trained and has fought in ISIS and has came back, signaled to the French intelligence, and has basically stayed untouched for 3 months in Europe because he has benefited from this huge Salafi network, totally informal but very efficient, that has developed inside the whole Europe. So basically the challenge now is huge, and there is, for the moment, I would say that there is no real solution in order to track and to stop those people. Situation in France or in Europe is very different than the one you have in the US. The Muslim community is much bigger, and obviously the laws are very different. Everybody regards any touch to private life and to private liberty as something very litigious. So therefore it's extremely difficult now for the government or the security service to act and to find a solution to this problem. I think we can expect more, unfortunately. We can expect more than what happened today.
Let's hope not. Samuel Laurent, thank you very much.